Hello, my friends, my family, my community. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I am going to talk about timelines and our expectations that we put on time. So if you're manifesting, if you're going through a structure or process for manifesting your future self, your future desires, or just finding yourself putting a lot of emphasis on timelines, I'm going to provide a few tips to basically address that and to let it go, and why we need to let go of time. So for myself, I had spent many years fixated on when am I going to get what I want? When am I going to move ahead? When am I going to see my manifestations take place? When am I going to see the change? And getting so hung up on when. And when is this going to show up? Timelines. I want this now, and getting very impatient with the process. And since I've been able to release that and let go, I've been able to enjoy life more and be open for other things to show up, and also be observant of things that have shown up for me that have helped me get to where I want to go. So when we are manifesting, you have to make sure to remain open for things to show up and shifts within yourself that will start to happen that you might not necessarily or otherwise realize. So it's very important to notice things within yourself that change. We are multidimensional beings, meaning that not only from a 3D, 5D universal aspect are we multidimensional. We're multidimensional in this 3D environment, meaning we have so many layers and dimensions within ourselves that are changing and shifting and adjusting to what our mind is putting out there, what our mind is telling us, what our mind is envisioning. So when we're manifesting all the time, remember, even if we're not realizing it. If you are a conscious manifester, meaning you have a program or a system in place for manifesting, we have to all be comfortable and confident with letting go of the time when this is going to happen, because most of the time, a lot of things have to happen in between for you to get what you want, essentially. And most times you'll get more than what you were expecting. So from my own experience, I wanted a certain outcome. I wanted a certain outcome, a certain thing. And I wanted this to show up. I was really impatient. I wanted my manifestation to turn up in a certain way. And I was so locked in with that result. When is this going to happen? I'm not seeing my result. I'm not seeing this happen. And it was a very linear way of looking at things that I was stuck in. It wasn't until recently that I realized, and I actually took a look at all the things that had changed within myself that needed to happen for me to get to what I want, for me to get what I want, for me to get to where I want to go. And all of those things needed to happen in perfect order for me to get what I want and for me to get to where I want to go. But I was so hung up on time. Being hung up on time as in having a lot of expectations, a lot of wants, control. That's the mind. We live in a system of, remember, instant gratification and instant rewards, and that is not a fault of ours. We're the product of our environment, of how we've been raised, or where our world is going in some aspect, which is all about quick fixes, quick rewards. And so we get used to that. We get accustomed to things happening for us when we want it, or in some degree we can make things happen, but not with manifestation and not with great change within us. Time is infinite. When the universe is operating, time does not exist. Time exists in our linear world to pay bills, to have meetings, to have deadlines for work, to produce things in the 3D. But when it comes to our greater manifestation, our greater life experience, and our greater lifespan, time is infinite. And we have to be very comfortable with that. We have to be very comfortable with letting go of the expectation on time and using the energy of, or using the focus of timelines for work, and leave it there. And when we work with ourselves and with our personal growth, spiritual growth, or our manifestation, what we're wanting to create in our future, we have to let go of time. We have to be ready to energetically surrender. And energetically surrender doesn't mean to stop doing the work. It's to energetically not put the expectations on ourselves or on the outcome, not wanting things done a certain way or at a certain timeline. It's allowing, being more open and allowing for flow to happen. And generally, you will surprise yourself, and you have to be open for the universe to provide from every direction, from any direction, in every way. Like I said, again, the change that I needed to go through happened for me to get to what I want, for me to get what I want. But the change that had to happen within myself, I had no idea that that needed to happen, or that that was going to change in order for me to get to where I want, or what I want, or where I'm going, essentially. Internally, I knew a little, like I had a feeling that I would have to grow into maybe more confidence, more self-assurance, do certain things that I hadn't done before. But still, I needed to change. There were a lot of things within me that needed to shift, that needed to adjust in order for me to get to the place to be comfortable, to make that happen, to make my manifestation turn into reality. And when we look even at nature has its own timeline. It's in perfect flow. It moves in its natural rhythm. And we're part of nature. We're part of that experience. But we put so much pressure on ourselves. We put so much pressure on other people. We put so much pressure on timelines. Why? Where does that come from? It comes from our environment. So we need to break that cycle, and we need to let go of the pressure, because that pressure and that desire and that need and that want also creates resistance. So if you think of everything as energy, when we're in flow and we can let it go and just allow for things to just naturally unfold, and let go of the expectation or the control or the need or the want or the desire. Not the desire, you can still keep the desire, that's good, but that emphasis, that energy focus on the outcome, then you open up for more. You've taken the energy from that focus and putting it so intently on that one thing, the outcome. You can take it off of that, and then you allow for more openness. You allow for more expansion. You allow for more flow. And you allow for the universe to provide you things, to show you things, to show up in magical ways. And it does, it truly does. When you open up for the universe to provide, it doesn't mean to stop doing the work again. Definitely continue doing the work, but energetically just have this energy open up for the unknown, open up for receiving as well. Things will show up for you, such as meeting certain people, finding content on the internet, like maybe how you found this video, perhaps, and maybe you needed to see it at the perfect time and during something you've been working through, or something that you are manifesting. You might all of a sudden feel inclined to go to a retreat, or do something good for yourself, do something nice for yourself, spoil yourself, maybe go on a date. Who knows? Like, all these things change and shift within you, because the universe is moving energy through you to guide you to where you want to go. So you need to work with the universe and co-create and let go of the timelines. And when you move more in flow, time slows down. You get to enjoy all the beauty in life. You see things differently. When we're in a linear time frame, we get locked in on this problem, that problem, this performance, that result, and we lose sight of our greater existence and our greater experiences. So it's so important to let go of, and I've talked in another video here, of letting go of attachments. Now, this is energy work, and it's very subtle. It takes practice. It requires patience, because again, we are breaking habits here that we have become accustomed to. We have to break cycles of ways of working with receiving and gaining rewards and seeing the outcomes that we want. We have to break that cycle and break that system from the old linear way into something far more expansive. You will get way more working with this than you will in the linear of timelines, deadlines, this problem, that problem, because you're almost like the blinders are on in a way where you're so focused on this one thing, or this production, or life being like this and being very linear, when it's not. It is way more expansive, way more expansive. Things will surprise you. Again, you're going to have more insight, more inspiration. Things you may have never experienced before or never expected before will start showing up for you. It is very much worth it. It is that being in that energy flow is being in creation mode. That's where you get to create. That's when you're in full co-creation with the universe. So we must let go of timelines. When I'm doing tarot as well, when I'm giving readings, I often get people who want to know when is this going to happen? When am I going to meet the love of my life? When am I going to get the career I want? I've done it too. I've done it 2 years ago when I was going to psychics, searching for answers. When is this going to happen? But that was my mindset. It was very locked in a linear way that was not healthy. It was resisting me to be, I was being resistant to opening up for more, opening up for other, even creative ways of getting what I want, because I just so fixated on when is this going to happen? When is my life going to change? Because I was in a very desperate place. When am I going to see the change I want? When am I going to get out of the situation? But really what I should have been asking is, what can I do to get out of the situation? What can I do to be open for the change I want? How can I be open for the change I want? And that I missed out on a huge opportunity by being stuck on the time. When is this going to happen? When am I going to see the change? And being very, again, resistant to creation, to abundant flow showing up. All right, so practice it. I recommend practicing it. It is energy work. It takes so much patience. It takes so much dedication. It is going to be very subtle. Again, we're breaking an old system. We're breaking an old way of being. It's moving from an old linear to be something far more expansive, being very creative, letting go of timelines. Keep timelines for your bills. Don't miss out on those. But in the bigger life experience and lifespan of ours, yeah, we need to let go of the time and be open and just enjoy a day. And like I said, time is going to slow down. You're going to notice more things in life. You're going to be able to stop and smell the flowers and all those beautiful, glorious things that nature provides for us. And we get to stop and enjoy a lot more with our life experience. All right, so I do hope that is resonating and offering some help. Feel free to leave a comment below, ask any questions, send me a note. I am happy to answer. And I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.